Hey, wealthy people. Welcome to another episode of Broke is No Joke, a podcast that helps you to learn how to set realistic financial goals and learn about building lifetime wealth, ditch the broke mentality, and walk into prosperity. I am your host, Lotoya Jean, and today's topic is securing your financial future in a post pandemic world. The principles and knowledge that I share on this podcast is actually from my own experience of being broke, having family members, friends, and my clients broke and unaware of what to do with themselves. And I decided that someone has to change this struggle and help my family, friends, and myself to ditch the broke mentality and understand that God has created us for prosperity. God did not call us to be poor, live in poverty, have a broke mindset, or to struggle all our lives. And my life's mission is to help others create their own path to financial freedom and success based off the struggles that I endured in the past. Think about it. How does one become financially secure? Well, first of all, you have to get financial education. Knowledge in this day and age is only potential power. Knowledge is power only when you put it to use. So if you think about it, if you read all the blogs that they have out there on social media, read all the books and listen to podcasts and do nothing about the steps or strategies given, you only have knowledge, but you have no power because you have not used the knowledge. So if you want your financial situation to change, you will have to get the financial education and then put it to use so that you can have power in your finances and build wealth for the long term. This new year will force so many new changes on us, and the biggest change that you will need to pay attention to is your financial situation. Your financial situation affects how you sleep, how you eat, how you move, and how you take care of your family. Think about it. If you have no money, how are you going to feed them? How are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to buy food? And first of all, I know that a broke person has a struggle sleeping peacefully because you're thinking about those bills. But one thing I learned, my friend, worry has never paid any bill. So everything that you believe about yourself or others becomes a part of your life. So start thinking that I need to change my situation. When you have a desire to change your financial situation, you start changing your mindset around money. You become money conscious and you begin to attract money and wealth into your life. What is wealth? Well, many people attribute wealth to different things. Maybe it's having a nice home for you, a few nice cars, and lots of money. However, for me, a wealthy and enlightened person knows that achieving true wealth means that you possess the ability to enjoy the small, ordinary pleasures of life and definitely doing things on my own, buying what I want, when I want, and building lasting relationships and loving myself so much that I understand and know my self-worth. When you know your self-worth, you also increase your net worth. I have taken this life journey thinking that my unique story of being broke is something that needs to be shared in the community, teaching other women or educating them, inspiring them how to move from that broke mentality and step into prosperity. And God has allowed me to work on my finances myself, crush my debt, and I'm on the path of becoming financially free. Think about it. You may be wealthy right now, but financially you are broke. There's a difference, and that is why Broke is No Joke podcast was birthed. Broke itself is in a sense means you're penniless. You don't have sufficient money to get by. Actually, you probably could be so broke you can't even pay your car note. You can't pay your rent. and you don't even have the money to pay your credit card debt. Have you ever truly been broke before? Some people are broke on a month-to-month basis, meaning that they're being broke from one paid period until the next, living from paycheck to paycheck. I've been there, don't know about you. Another part of being broke is being cash strapped. You may have some assets, but you have no cash. You are not penniless because you could have used those assets and liquidated them to cash. But you don't want to touch your house, you don't want to sell your car, and you don't want to touch your retirement fund. Therefore, you are broke at the moment. Another state of being broke is mental brokenness. You are not able to see beyond your current circumstances, and you are not able to create opportunities to earn an income and build wealth. Because when you're broke, really all you're thinking about is, I am broke. You can't see beyond the fact, what can I do to change my situation? There are 3 S's of money that I want to elaborate on this episode, as these will actually help you to release the old and negative experiences that you have around money and learn how to manifest the money you want in your life or in your business. Number 1, spending. Are you a big spender? Are you someone like the Joneses? Want to keep up with everyone and your expenses ain't keeping up with you? Yep, I've been there, done that, being pretty and broke. My late grandmother, God bless her soul, would say, Lotoya, it's not how much you earn, but how much you save. She was always teaching me a parable or two. But again, if you don't know how to read between the lines and understand parables, the dogs will eat your supper. That's also another parable. So let me explain both, because I want you to learn how to control your money mindset. Learn how to save instead of spending unnecessary funds if you do not need the item. If you want to control your spending, control your negative money habits. Right now, you may have your credit card stored on one of those big clothing line. You may have it stored under one of those stores that you know, okay, let me buy food out every day of the week, but you have not taken the time to stop to the store and buy some food and go home and make yourself a nice dinner. If you want to control your spending, control your negative money habits, control the impulse spending, control what comes in, and control what comes out. You are the master of your money. If you are afraid of the word budget, do this. Start a bucket list. Write all your income and expenses that comes into your home right now. Then list all your expenses from the highest in regard to importance to the lowest, and set a plan to pay them in a timely manner. Create one as simple as possible. It doesn't have to have all these jargons that gets you confused. Write a column A for your income, all the money you receive as pay, salary, maybe child support, an investment payout over a period of time, and then list your expenses. Be very blunt about your expenses. You have to write down your financial situation, whether it's bad or good. Face it, because the only way you can change it is when you see what's going on and you face it. Write what is coming out weekly, monthly. Write it down. You'll never be financially secure until you begin to track your money. Have you ever looked at one of your bank statements before? Have you really checked to see what's going out or what's coming in? Start doing that in the month of January 2021. Pull your bank statement. Look your financial situation in the face and say, yes, this is where I'm at. I need to change this. Write down all your debts that you need to pay off in one place. Note the source of the debt, the amount of the debt, and the interest rate. Usually, when you are looking to get rid of bad debt, the first thing you will attack is the debts with the highest interest rate. And if you have your credit cards and you pay them from month to month, consider working out a plan to pay down the high interest debt ones and maintain a 30% utilization rate or lower, because that affects your credit score. Having income surely does not prove wealth. I have many clients who have earned over 6 figures, and when you check it out at the end of the day, they don't even have $1,000 in savings. Nothing for the rainy day, nothing for emergency fund. Same as many millionaires who can show you $1 million income tabs but no assets to back it up. Remember my grandmother saying, it's not what you earn, but what you save. You will need to learn how to increase your assets, and you do this through the second S of money, savings. Understanding how to budget and save can open doors and empower you to invest in your future. So here's what I've been doing for the last 2 years, and it has helped me tremendously. I didn't know I could save so much money from just the little that I pay myself, and still was able to help people using what's called an envelope method. I'm a business owner, I pay myself, and so I have to make sure I manage how I get my money. So what I do, I pay myself $400 weekly. Whether I make a big sum of money per month, I know that my weekly wage is $400, because I need to understand that is not the income that's earned is from me. You have to think about your revenue, net profit, and loss. That's a whole other thing in business. But let's just keep focus on this part. $400. Sounds like a little bit, right? But to me, it works. Then I do what's called the 10-10-20-60 rule with the envelope method. This method I learned from a gentleman called Winifred Chad McKendrick, and he's the author of Living Beyond Your Paycheck, moving from not enough to more than enough while making the same pay. This small book has helped me tremendously and changed how I viewed my money and what I did with my money. From my $400, I was able to save 10% for giving, stash 10% for a rainy day, invest 20%, and put my 60% aside for my monthly expenses. As a matter of fact, when I was done putting my money away for my expenses each month, I still had $16 left over as change out of my expense box. Think about it. I had money saved. It may not sound like a lot, but I guarantee you will see where your money is going, and you will have cash you never had before when you practice this envelope method. Here's a breakdown of my savings. From my investment alone, for the year, I was able to save $3,840 cash in an envelope. For my 10% that I applied to my nonprofit to help homeless people, I had $1,920. I did not get contributions from anyone. That was my personal fund that I was able to pay 10% of my weekly wage to help people who are homeless and needed financial support. And I also had another $1,920 that was put down for my rainy day fund. When you think about it, your stash is like an emergency fund. You need a stash. It is recommended that you give your stash a reasonable amount that you are comfortable with. And once you're at the goal, always keep going. It's not that, I have $1,920, so I'm going to stop saving towards my stash. I have to keep building up on this, and at the end of the day, when I think I have enough, I will go and invest into something. There's so much you will do by following this simple method, and so much money you will see in your hand that you never had before. It's not as hard as you think. And I'm telling you, friends, if you practice this method, you will definitely move from the financial struggles. Hop off the struggle bus and jump right into prosperity and abundance in the new year ahead. If your financial goals this year, 2021, is to crush your debts, by all means, list them and let's do it, because I'm rooting for you. I did it, and I believe you can do it also. Let's look at the last S of money, sharing. It is better to give than to receive. And this is a biblical principle found in Acts 20, verse 35. I have placed my entire ministry around this verse because I know what it is like to have little and still be able to help others. Helping others for me creates a ripple effect, and it is so fulfilling knowing you can help someone else. It is also important as people that we give without expecting anything in return. That's what I do through this medium of my ministry. And because someone out there can use my message and my story to change something in their life and make a total transformation, I don't see anything as fulfilling and wealthy as that. Whatever you decide on doing with your giving is totally fine with you, as long as you're doing it for others and not for yourself or looking for anything in return. As you look towards a more secure life of freedom and financial security in this year ahead, 2021, begin to plant seeds today that will continue to grow so that you can reap a huge harvest when the time is right. I have learned one very important thing on this journey of life, and that is the reason that when your reason is for wanting money and to fulfill God's will and bless others, God will honor you and bless you. When you're discussing money topics, please get your children involved. Let's not leave them thinking it's okay all the time and we shall buy them everything that they want. We also need to teach them the importance of money, how to use money, manage your money, manage your finances, and everything that they did not teach us when we were going to school or when we were younger. Because when you think about it, financial education is the most important thing. You need financial education. You need to learn about taxes. You need personal development. But we only come to learn about these things when we are older. Let's get to the place of our financial awakening and freedom. It is our time to educate the next generation of leaders, our children. Start today by investing in your future, invest in your children, build a financial harvest, and that begins and is determined by what you spend, what you save, and what you sow into God's kingdom. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. Please share with your family, your friends, and anyone you know who is looking to level up their life in this year. Change your money stories. Move from struggles and poverty and walk into prosperity and get the life of abundance that God has destined for them. Be blessed. Until next time.